How did civil or radical Republicans differ from other political groups? Imagine a group of politicians who wanted to change the country so completely that it would be hard to recognize. That's what radical Republicans aimed for during and after the Civil War. They were a distinct part of the Republican Party that pushed for bold, immediate change. Their ideas set them apart from other groups, especially moderates and Democrats. Radical Republicans believed the Civil War was not just about saving the Union but about ending slavery forever. They thought slavery was the root of the conflict and needed to be abolished right away. Leaders like Thaddeus Stevens from Pennsylvania and Charles Sumner from Massachusetts led this charge. They wanted slavery gone without paying compensation to slave owners. This was different from President Abraham Lincoln's initial plan, which aimed for a gradual end and offered money to loyal slave owners. During the war, radical Republicans didn't always agree with Lincoln. They formed the Joint Committee on the Conduct of the War to oversee military decisions. They wanted the Union to fight harder and faster, especially to free black people and enlist black soldiers. They pushed for more aggressive military strategies and were critical of generals they thought weren't fighting enough. Their criticism was loud and public, unlike the more respectful approach of moderate Republicans. When it came to rebuilding the South after the war, radical Republicans clashed with others over how harsh or lenient to be. Lincoln's 10% plan was gentle, letting Southern states rejoin the Union if 10% of voters pledged loyalty. The radicals thought that was too easy. They created the Wade-Davis Bill, which demanded a majority of voters take an ironclad loyalty oath and kept many former Confederates out of government. Lincoln vetoed this bill, which made radicals angry and even tried to stop him from getting renominated in 1864. After Lincoln's death, the radicals initially hoped President Andrew Johnson would be tougher on the South. But Johnson wanted to follow Lincoln's lenient policies, so the radicals turned against him. They created their own plans, like the Reconstruction Acts of 1867 and 1868, which put Southern states under military rule and required black men to vote. They fought for the Civil Rights Acts of 1866 and 1875 and pushed through the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution. They also passed laws to fight white violence against black people, like the Ku Klux Klan Act. Radical Republicans faced strong opposition from Democrats and more moderate Republicans. Many in the North grew tired of the military occupation and the fight for black rights. White Southerners used violence and intimidation to keep black voters away from polls. By the time Reconstruction ended in 1877, radical Republicans had lost much of their influence. In the end, radical Republicans stood out because they wanted the federal government to lead a complete transformation of Southern society. They believed in civil rights, voting rights, and equality for black Americans. Their efforts laid the groundwork for future civil rights laws, even if their full goals weren't achieved during their time in power.